Will I be interested in 2016 for the presidency? I am not interested, but will I be open to it? Will I be called to do it? I don't know. I want to say something, but I'm embarrassed. There's something.
Okay.
I'd rather find Prince Charming and swept away too.
Of course, every woman's. Okay, Bong, you have something?
What do you think of repealing the FTRCB law and siguro the thought of the review functions be given to LCCA and remove the banning part?
To move it to the Commission on Arts and Culture? Interesting. I have to tell you, I haven't really thought about that in depth. And again, it's something I'd be interested in doing. I mean, there's a thin line between censorship and right to information and right to expression, the freedom of expression, diba? I am all for the full expression of art, full expression and support of our Filipino talent, no? There's much pa that we can do. MTRCB has made some questionable calls in the past. I can't say though na nasundan ko masyado how the Commission on Culture and Arts has acted. So, having said that, my decision will be give me all the facts and then I'll be happy to review what I think should happen. I'm not really on top
The
of
thought
the
of
issue.
the banning part being removed, just their function is
Purely.
to just review.
Well, okay, this is the thing. My youngest brother Lino is a director, and that's a debate he's always having with my brother Alan. Again, I'm in the sideline here. They're always debating kasi Alan is quite conservative. Alan is always for, yun nga, conservative siya. And Lino is always debating, but it's our right to ganyan. So I would wanna review it, no? I mean, like I said, I'm basically for freedom of expression. But I've seen kasi how it's been so exploited in some venues na to the point na I'll give an example, no. One of the tabloids that I respect is Abante. In the past, no, they were known for a lot of these exploitative pictures, and now they're very focused on. They even have segments on people who've renewed their lifestyle, changed their lifestyle, or now, you know, how God has changed their lives. Wala na silang ganyan. So it's true that on its own there can be self-regulation, but meron talagang mga exploitative. So what do you do about those? So I don't know. I'd like to get more information.
With the developments happening now on the automated election, the security features that are being dropped, are you still confident that whatever the results will be are really the results, true results of the people? Do you have any qualms?
I do have reservations. It's kind of scary. I'm not a techie, and so when I hear techies kind of express concern, then I vicariously are concerned also. But what can we do? No, the best we can do is get as much information as we can. Keep on top of what COMELEC is doing. There is going to be some testing going on, I think, through Holy Week, and I'm going to be monitoring that and see, and I'll be happy to get back to you because there's some testing going on Good Friday.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like a 1,000 person.
In Metro Manila?
Yeah, in Metro Manila.
For one precinct? Parang ganon.
Parang ganon. I'll get the information and see if I can share it with you, either during or after.
But it seems like a lot of the testing is being done in Metro Manila and not outside.
Good point. Let me ask. I don't
Because
know.
a lot of the possibilities are actually not in Metro Manila. It's Metro
Yeah,
Manila
like
has a better
when I was in
infrastructure.
Davao del Sur, like 4 or 5
The power
hours
outages are really a
outages.
concern.
Yeah, it is.
Especially in Mindanao. There are some of our Mindanao friends who are
Actually,
expressing concern.
that's my concern because I'm like really working hard campaigning. You know, I don't get enough sleep. I'm bike campaigning basically, so it's physically taxing for me
Yeah.
also. And I'm like, well, what if you know in this fail? Well, I don't like to say fail of election, but there's a breakdown in there's a power outage, there's a breakdown in certain systems. Parang all your effort for what? No? So, but I'm not a doomsayer, and I'm always a positive person. So for me, it's always like, well, let's just stay on top of the situation and see what preparations are in place. I mean, let's put it this way: all naman the presidential candidates, every single one of them, is all for clean elections and non-failure of election, no? Because they have everything to gain, diba? They wouldn't want the current administration to perpetuate itself in power. So that's what they all have in common naman.
Yes.
right? Because I've been reading the news lately, and I guess a few weeks back, there was this article about the Philippines being commended by the international community for having milestones or set milestones for gender equality.
Okay,
Right.
yes.
So, despite these accomplishments, because in recent years I think we've really gone a long way.
Yes.
What other issues do you think should be addressed?
Within gender
Yes,
okay.
gender equality.
Okay, that's a topic that I can seriously talk about for the next 5 hours, no, because
I was going to ask that.
because I have been so involved in it in 5 years. I am currently the president of the Women Parliamentarians, and every time we gather, we basically have like 4 topics of the day divided into 2 to 3 hour sessions. We have 4 resource persons, and then we open the floor to interventions by every single parliamentarian. No? So, yes, if I compare our situation to Africa, where they have female genital mutilation, where if your husband dies, you are the property of his brother, well, of course naman, we should be higher in the bar, diba, compared to those situations. But the reality still is, I gave you the example of the salary standardization law. No, you can find that on my blog, mydailyrace.com. I think the title is, well, I have 2 articles on it. One is Women, the Unpaid Worker, and the other one is Government Workers Deserve More Pay. On women, the unpaid workers, we had this whole day discussion on how women's work is not valued. And let me give you an example. Imagine a household, a poor household, no? Na yung babae mag-iigib ng tubig, no? So she gets the water. When she brings it home, she uses it, number 1, to give her children a bath. Number 2, to give her pigs a bath. Giving her pigs a bath are part of paid work, because that will go into the computation when she sells her pigs. The cost, the price that she's able to sell her pigs includes her caring for the pigs, feeding the pig, cleaning the pig. But bathing her child, and the water that she uses in the rice to cook for her child is not paid work, because the woman's work is not given any value. And therefore, these kind of women, which are the majority in developed countries, are not contributing to the economy. So if you tell me now we're high up in gender issues and let's not talk about gender issues, no way. What is the direct repercussion? Pag sinuwerte yung asawa niya at iniwan siya, and he has all the money, what happened to this woman? Ano yung share niya doon sa let's say they even do go through a annulment proceeding. Number 1 is chances are they won't go through the annulment proceeding because it is very costly. Number 2, the definition of annulment is still undefined up to this point. And number 3, if her husband just decides to leave and live with another woman, what is her share in her contribution in raising sometimes 8 kids? Her work is unpaid. So that's just an example of what I was saying. The gender issue is far from over, far from addressed. There's still so much that we can do. And as I said, if you want to interview me separately on this, I'll sit down with you. Let's just have good food, and for the next 5 hours, I'll talk to you about all those issues. But you'll see it. I've written quite a bit on it on mydailyrace.com.
So what do you think about the preponderance of women in the Senate? It's only 4? You're only 4 now?
This is the thing, okay?
Ah,
We're
so-
4 out of 23, so that is 17%. No?
We should be 40?
This is it. The United Nations set a goal that by 1995,
Oh.
women in decision-making positions, so this is private and public sector,
Okay.
diba, should be 30%
Ah,
by
30.
1995.
Oh my.
And then they said by the year 2000, it should be equal representation. Hello, we're in the year 2010. And then the average, the worldwide